My name is Stephanie Williams with Festive Creations by Stephanie. I teach people how to make beautiful things. I also I sell the supplies to make the beautiful things, and I teach people how to grow their online business. And actually, I just launched a new course I'm super excited about. I'll tell you about it later. Come on in. I'm doing a grapevine, and guess what the focal point in this is going to be? Cardinals. Cardinals are one of my best-selling wreaths all throughout from now until March, till spring, February, March, because it is such a universal love language. You know, the cardinals, of course, are thought to be a loved one coming back to us in memory. So I brought out some cardinals. I brought out this really cute nest, and it's got some red berries in it. I brought out an assorted, and I do mean assorted, greeneries and floral and picks. Lots of fun stuff. So we're going to make a grapevine wreath. So I'm going to start off with this 14-inch grapevine, and I'm actually going to be using a couple of greenery, winter greenery, as my base. So I'm going to be using this berry spray. Oh gosh, what is this called? I don't remember what it's called. And these eucalyptus, frosted eucalyptus, and we're going to use that as a base. Let's get started. Let's put our little cardinals up front. I love working with grapevines for a lot of reasons. Number one, I get to play with flowers. Number two, they go together very quickly because your base is already done. So I'm going to take this. Why did this name of this one absolutely leave me? If you want to know what it is, I'll give you the SKU number on it. This is available in our shop. Everything, all the greenery that I'm using today is in the shop, including the cardinals and the nests and all that fun stuff. All right, so over on the right, I have my glue pot heating up, and I use my little glue pot to attach my floral and greenery. And it looks like it's almost there. So I don't get my glue super runny, more like honey. If you've never worked with grapevines before, honey consistency is about what I want to call it. And that works really well. I think it's called a cedar berry bush. Cedar berry bush, I think is what that's called. So I'm going to take some of the cedar and some of this frosted eucalyptus, and I'm going to start adding it to my grapevine. And let's just go ahead and zoom in. Y'all don't need to see my face while we're doing this. I know a lot of us are here to look at technique, but what's really cool is when you add something like this, it's actually adding diameter. So even though this is a 14-inch frame, we're going to make a much larger wreath because it's going to have a wider diameter by the time we add this greenery to it. It's super fun way to give it the extra diameter, and we stay with the smaller base. So right now I'm just adding some sporadic, like this one's super long, so I'm going to cut it back a little right below the berries. But we're not going to lose that. We're going to hang on to that. We're going to use every piece of this. So I'm just kind of adding some, leaving a few inches in between, because we're going to integrate some of this frosted eucalyptus too. And don't forget, we have lamb's ear. Have you guys ever used lamb's ear in a winter design? Lamb's ear. If you're not sure what that is, it's this stuff right here. It looks like it naturally has a frost on it. All right, so now I've added just some sporadic of this cedar berry, and now we're going to go back and add some of this frosted eucalyptus right in between there. And you'll notice that I'm going a little bit at an angle. And I'm just kind of, so look how big that's making this. So I started out with a 14-inch base, but look how wide it is. That's what's fun. You can make so many cool things bigger by doing this technique. All right, so this is what my base looks like. So I alternated some of the cedar pine and the frosted eucalyptus. How fun. Yeah, cedar mouse was just amazing. And all these little pieces that I cut off, we're gonna leave those and use those as little fillers for any holes or gaps that we might have as we move forward. This frosted or flocked pine. So if you remember, we're going to be using this little nest in here, and we've got cardinals that we're going to be adding to this. And that really kind of helps make it cohesive by adding some of this pine in there. But I also liked these berries too, these frosted berries. That's why I have options sitting over here. I have options. But this is definitely a must. So the cardinals look sitting on some snowy branches, right? So this one actually has 1, 2, 3, 5 branches, but I'm going to be cutting those in half. So all in all, I'm actually going to have 10 branches when I get done. So I just cut that in half, and now I have 2 from that. Love this. It truly looks like snow. Now, anything flocked, if you have it in direct weather elements, that flocking is going to come off, right? So you can do things like spray it with like a clear coat, or a spray that to kind of help seal it in. But I always tell people when you get flocked items that you want to keep it out of direct weather elements. Flocking will do that very quickly. All right, right there. Perfect. Perfect. Let's keep adding. Let's keep adding. And I'm just going right around in a circle. So I did the cedar and the frosted eucalyptus around the outer edges, and I'm kind of going on the inside with the flocked. There is a beautiful base to start with. Absolutely beautiful base to start with. Let's pause for a moment and let's see where we're going to add our nest. So this nest, I think it's either 5 or a 6-inch nest. It's a 6-inch nest. It already has like snow on it, the little berries. Excuse me. I really envision this in more of an outdoorsy kind of wreath, but I think that it would look quite nice on a mesh wreath as well. But to attach it, it has like that angel vine back here. So I'm just going to take some floral wire, and it actually has a clip, but I don't use the clip. I'm going to take some floral wire and run it through the back side of this. I'm not sure how long yet, so, and just run it through there to attach it to our grapevine. Cardinals. So all the cardinals come with a clip. Of course, I'm not going to rely on just the clip, but I will be using the clip for the cardinals. So this is what it looks like so far with the nest. And so adding the cardinals are going to give us some color contrast in here. And we're going to add a bow. So I'm going to use this 1.5-inch ribbon. It's got holly berries and some cardinals on it itself. I don't know if you guys can see that very well, but it's really fun. And it's got like that natural background, which works really well when you're looking at, so look at the contrast there and how pretty. And then I also have some of this 1.5-inch in red. I'm not sure because this, I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure. I liked this. I had a couple of pieces of this left over from another project, and that might actually go into this bow. So let's see what happens when we make a bow. Let's move a little things out of the way. Get this over here. As we need. So let's bring our wreath back. So my nest is going to be a little offset to the right, my right, and our bow is going to go right up here. So right in this area. So let's attach our bow and then we can continue building on this. So see how that natural background in that ribbon just kind of really helps bring out the woodsy look in this. So we're going to go back and we're going to trim some of these ends on our tails. But hold on, we're not done yet. A lot of times when I put the bow in, I will curl these all the way up my tails so that they're not in my way as I continue to work on the design. So remember, we have our cute little cardinals over here. We're going to be adding some of those. We're definitely adding cardinals. All right, so let's start, and I will use the clip on this, but I'm not going to rely just on the clip on the cardinal. So I will also, let me go ahead and turn on my glue gun because this would be so much easier with the glue gun. I'm also going to glue him in so he stays, and he's got such a cute face. So we're going to sporadically add some pops of color with our cardinals. And where's the third one? Oh, there he is. So rule of 3. Perfect. Right up in this area. When we get looking at, all right, so this is not done, but see how adding that red in there with our cardinals really helps that stand out. The cardinals are really popping in there. So now I'm going to take some of our lamb's ear and we're going to add some of that in kind of the lighter areas. And this one actually comes like with a bundle of 3. So let me open him up. So it comes in bundles of 3. And the nice thing about grapevine is you don't have to glue it down. You don't have to start out gluing it down. You can place it to where you think you're going to like it. And then if it doesn't work, pop that puppy right back out of there and move it around. Okay, I like that. So I like the placement. I've got a lamb's ear here, here, and here. So now I'm going to go back and glue those in. And as you know, I like to hang things on my wall to make sure that everything looks good. Let's see. So this guy needs to come out and up a little. And that ribbon tail needs to be trimmed, but I'll fix that in a second. And he needs to come out and up a little bit. There we go. So see how it's a different view when it's hanging upright versus laying on your table? Stuff. Hey, you have a great night.